Karnataka, and he's got an interesting stock that he's bought in IPO, and that's KRN Heat. Chandan, thanks so much for calling us, and good morning to you. What was the thinking when you subscribed to the IPO?
I was investing from long term.
Okay, and so when you read about the company, what stood out to you?
It was good. It was one of the only company in heat exchanger. No? So I applied it and I got an IPO.
Excellent. And you've been rewarded for that thinking as well, Chandan. So what do you want to know? You want to know whether to hold on or to sell, right?
Whether to hold for 1,000 or book profit at CMP.
Okay. And what is the quantum of shares that you got?
65 shares only.
65 shares. Okay, so Gaurang, on the fundamentals, Chandan has got allocation in the IPO and it's done particularly well in that time frame. The question is, should he add more, should he hold at the current price or sell? It's an interesting company, wouldn't you agree?
Well, it's one of the best players, Alex, in terms of the heat exchanger market, an emerging player. The floor was at about 209 to 220. This was in the month of September 24. We had an IPO note on the subscribed side from a long-term point of view. This company basically manufactures core components which actually go into air conditioning and refrigeration, aluminum and copper fins, and along with that, other condenser coils, etc., is what the fluid and steam coils, etc., they manufacture. They've got some niche and marquee names as clients like Daikin, Schneider, Blue Star, etc. And the overall global market for heat exchangers is right now growing at the space of 6.4%, which is likely to pick up speed as we go into the future. So hold on from a long-term point of view.
All right. The next question is from Ajit, who's from Bhopal. He wants to add 200 shares of Tilaknagar in his portfolio for the... okay, so he wants to add 200 shares and he wants to know if this is the correct level to add Tilaknagar or not. Kushal, I'll come to you for this one. Do you think the charts look attractive for Tilaknagar right now?
Well, they do, but like you said, the stock is quite extended. The stock has almost moved up 61% from October lows. So I would recommend to, hold on for a bit, let the stock correct a bit, let some mean reversion happen. That's when you enter.
Levels that you would suggest to enter?
It should be around 380 to 370 odds.
Okay.
Okay, I believe we've got so Kantesh Reddy, who's calling us from Karnataka, and it's an interesting stock. Gaurang, I think this one's going to be for you. MRF, he's got one second. What is your holding? I'm maybe reading this wrong. You've got one share or what?
Yes, sir. One share, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Kantesh. Thanks so much for calling. What was the thinking when you bought MRF?
Sir, I am first time buyer in stock market, sir. Since 1 year I am invested, sir.
Okay.
1,18,600 rupees I have invested, sir. I take personal loan and invested for MRF, sir.
You took a personal loan to invest in a stock, Kantesh? Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right, sir. Right.
Okay, but why did you take a personal loan, Kantesh?
Sir, I am very interested in do stock market. That's why I have taken loan and invested, sir, in stock market, sir.
Okay. Can you...
1,50,000 I taken, sir, and I buy one MRF share and some of my sovereign gold bonds, 5-6 sovereign bonds I have buy, sir.
Okay. Kantesh, did you get some advice to take a personal loan on the basis of which you bought the share?
No, sir, no advice, sir. But my own thinking, sir, only personal loan is 11%, sir. I have long time version also. That's why I have taken personal loan and stock market will give good return. That's why I have.
Okay, that's a good thinking. Let me just but clarify that. Okay, Kantesh, that was a thinking that you had. How old are you, Kantesh?
Sir, only 28 years, sir. I am working in professional as a banker, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. I have some mutual funds of 3 lakhs rupees and different portfolios.
Okay. So when you bought MRF on the loan that you've taken, what was the thinking in terms of how long you will hold it?
Sir, I am owned for nearly 20 years, sir, 30 years, sir.
Oh, you're willing to... Then why did you take a personal loan, Kantesh?
Sir, my salary is very low, sir. That's why I had taken the loan and invested, sir.
Okay. So, Kantesh, the idea to buy the stock is a great idea, but the idea to take a loan to buy a stock is a very bad idea. So you should never do that. And if possible, I'm sure that Gaurang will agree with me, you must not do that. And he will give you advice, of course, on the stock that you're holding, which is one unit or one stock, one share of MRF. Gaurang, would you agree that he should ideally close out this personal loan as soon as possible and use his regular income to purchase stocks that are available to him that don't have such a high ticket price?
Alex, you need to give me 30 seconds or more to answer this,
Please
because
do.
your PCR was telling me to be as short as possible and as brief as possible.
No, please, for this
Okay.
I will make an exception.
Kantesh Reddy, my friend, you are brewing a perfect disaster, lethal recipe in terms of what you're doing. You are saying you're a banker. By the virtue being a banker, I think you should possibly be aware about what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to the financial discipline and investing into stock market. You are 28 years of age. You've taken a loan of 150,000 rupees and you bought one share of MRF at about 118,000 rupees. My friend, don't put borrowed money into the stock market. That's the basic principle. You should put whatever you have, whatever you can afford, and invest that into the stock market. There is no guarantee, there is no warranty of any kind of surety as far as market returns are concerned. It can go negative, it can go positive. You are willing to wait for 15, 20 years. You should have saved, if you are at 28, you should have saved from 20 if you like the stock market, and whatever you saved, you would have put it into the stock market. That way you would not burn the midnight oil and not be able to have sleepless nights at home. By the time you possibly look that kind of horizon, how much interest you will be paying? Have you calculated that, my friend Kantesh Reddy? Please have this clarity in your mind. Though the company that you invested in, MRF, it's a very strong company. We used to cover this company, Alex, when it was at about 15 or 20,000 rupees. Then it had reached our target price and we have dropped the coverage. But this is a lethal combination what Mr. Kantesh Reddy is doing. I think you should never borrow money and put into stock.
I was stunned enough to say that this is good thinking. I did not mean it that way. Please remember, do not take loans to invest in the stock market or to trade for that matter. It's a recipe for disaster, as Gaurang has just pointed out. Kantesh, of course, what you're holding is a strong company, as Gaurang has pointed out, but the likelihood of you getting over and above what you have to pay on interest over the long term. Remember that the Nifty 50 over the course of the last several years has only given you 14% per year. And that's a reasonable return to have. But think about it, if you've taken a loan at 11%, your take home is barely anything. So why would you do that?